right. And that. And that. All right, perfect. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. All right, so it's time for our free live event. Every Wednesday and Friday we get together and we do a free live for 1 hour, which means you get your chance to ask me whatever questions you want to ask me about. And so be specific. So you go ahead and start putting your questions in the comment section below. I'll try to get to as many of you as I can. If you're going to ask about your life, ask something very specific. Don't ask for a full reading because we're not going to do a full reading. If you want a reading, don't ask I want a reading, ask the question because that's your chance to actually ask me. If your question is too general, if you're just asking for a reading, I'm gonna skip you because there's nothing for me to work off of there. So I need you to just ask me specifically what you want to know or what you need clarity with regards to your life or your situation. If you want to connect with the loved one in spirit, let me know who you want to connect with, and I will try to connect to that individual and bring through any information that might help to validate that they are with you and that they're present. It is better to connect via video. So for those of you who want to do video connection, there's a lot more that can come through in a video than can't come through in a text version. So if you want to be on video, get your butt over to Instagram because that's where I do the video connections and video lives with you guys. If you do want to do a video, you can do that in two ways. Through Instagram, you can either request to be a video. At the bottom of the screen, there's a little like a video icon with a cross. If you click that, it'll, I think, give you the option of requesting to be a video guest. If not, then when you ask your question, you can just say okay for video. And that way I know that you're good for video, and then I can just bring you on that way. Let's see, what else? So that's that. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, you might get hit by a troll, people who are just going to be popping in and messaging or asking you to direct message them, and they're going to offer you readings. Those are trolls. Those are people who are scammers. They pop in every single time there's a live. They want to take your money, so don't respond. If anything, I would just block them or report them as spam. If you are wanting some time with me, and you get tired of waiting for me to answer your question through the lives, you can just go to my website, fernandomarone.com. Go directly there. Everything is available there. People like to email and message asking about my availability, asking about this. Don't do that. That's a waste of your time. And I don't respond to private messages or text messages or anything like that. So just go to my website, and if you go down, there's the services, you click it, and then it'll show you what's available, the pricing, everything you need to know. If you don't want to, have a session, you don't have to. No one's forcing you to. Just keep coming back to the lives, and hopefully I'll pick you at some point. I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just bouncing around. So I'm just kind of going with where that's going. Also, if your questions are not really questions, then that's probably why you haven't been picked. So make sure you take a look at your question, because your question may be the problem, not me actually picking you. What else? Check out my website because I do have free stuff. I have the free psychic development course on there for those of you who actually want to develop. I also have the podcast. I have my articles, my dear Fernies. I have all of that on there. So you can go and find all of that on there. I also have a page dedicated to my readings, my past readings, when I've done like a prediction, public prediction. So whenever I make a public prediction about something happening in the world, it depends, whenever time comes and it's supposed to happen or whatever, it's up there and it'll show you like what I got right, what I got wrong, because I try to be as honest as I can be about my accuracy rate. So it's all there. There's still a lot more that I have to put on there. I just haven't gotten around to doing it just because I haven't made it a priority. So I'm gonna put more on there. So there should be more that shows up on there. But it's the public predictions page, so it's just showing you like my score, my record and my scorecard. I think that's it. If you guys can do me a favor, if you can give me a thumbs up or a heart, whatever platform you're on, and if you can share the live video out with people, that would be great. I would appreciate that. All right, so let's get to it. Like I said, I'm not going in any particular order. I'm going to try to do some text version or comment version readings first, and then we will get to video in a little bit. So Just Peachy. Hi, Ferny. When will my guy propose to me, and will I get a big diamond? I feel like there may actually be two potential proposals. So there might be two times where that may try to happen. When I say try to happen, is sometimes when someone's trying to propose to somebody, and then something doesn't follow through, or there's some issues, then that could, not happen. And then there's another attempt. So there may actually be 2 attempts with this person. I don't expect them to propose in the traditional way. I wouldn't expect them to propose in the way you would prefer. I feel like this might just turn into that kind of scenario where it comes up in conversation, and that's your chance to pretty much like vindicate or verify whether that you're wanting to or not. I'm thinking the first time that this tries to happen, it's not going to be the way you want it to. So just FYI, I don't think it'll be a big diamond. I think it'll be something adequate, but I don't think it'll be to your preference. Give it to September. I would say September seems like there's a time frame for y'all to have that conversation and to kind of decide if y'all want to go further or not. Chelly 920, hi Ferny, when will I be in a relationship and how will we meet? I believe that you will get into a relationship, let's see, March. So next year, March 2022. So I think you'll meet somebody and you'll be able to get into a relationship at that time. I believe you will actually meet, it's going to sound weird, through a neighbor. So I feel like you might meet through a neighbor, interestingly enough, because I feel like there's a connection or there might be a tie to a neighbor. And hey Betty, let's see. Sarah Holzen Moore, hi Ferny, much love and light. Any messages from my spirit guides? Thank you. Yeah, watch out for your vehicle when you're driving, because they're having me fixate on your vehicle when you're driving. So what I would say is be careful driving. Be careful if there's anything that's going on with the vehicle right now. You need to follow it up with like a mechanic, because there's something going on there, or you need to pay attention to your driving to avoid any kind of frustrations or whatnot. So I'm not seeing any major events, so I'm not thinking it's anything too serious, but it's just more of a hassle, and I don't think you want to deal with that. So just FYI with that. And if this isn't already in play right now, I would put this within the next month. Rihanna Barnes, when will decommit to me and make it official? I feel like this is going to go back and forth, and they may not make it official, or they may not make it seem like they're going to commit. So you might have to be patient and wait it out. I still feel like it's going to be this back and forth thing with them. So I don't feel confident about it going to the next level. What I will say is that I think you have till June before there's enough of a friction in the relationship that it starts to fall apart with a connection. So I would say I would give them till June. But if they haven't committed by June, I just don't feel confident that the relationship is going to move forward. So be prepared for that, because again, it's going to feel like a little back and forth until finally, like you get, move forward and you get to June. And then that's when I think things start to, so you may need to consider other options. Yaya Maldonado, when am I going to find love again? I'm tired of being single. So I think that you need to work on being okay with being single, because I think that the past relationships you've been in have done a number on you, and they've psychologically affected you to the point where any new relationship, it just feels like it wouldn't get started on the right footing. And I also think that you probably need to change your type, because what you're normally drawn to isn't really working for you. So change your type, change the type of person you're normally drawn to or attracted to. Do a little bit of like inner work, because if you are not okay being by yourself, then how would you be okay being in a relationship? It's no one's job to make you okay. You got to be okay. So you got to work on that. We all want relationship. We all want companionship, but you can experience love, without having to be in a romantic relationship. And if you don't know what that feels like, then you're probably setting yourself up for failure. So you need to work on that. With that being said, I would recommend that you spend some time with people who work out. The reason why is because I am seeing you connecting with someone, I think maybe later this year or around September. No, August. I would say around August. It might even be July, but I want to put it in August. There might be someone you meet who you used to know, or you may have actually known back when you were like in high school or back when you were younger, and then you run into again or you reconnect through some sort of workout thing, and they are very, very hot. And this might be an opportunity for a relationship. The problem is, I don't think that they're there yet. I don't think that they're 100% available. I also don't think that you're prepared to wait, and that could cause some issues for you. So you're going to have to work on that. But I think that this comes up, and the first name or first letter is J-O. And I think this comes up right around like the August time frame. Chelsea Garza, my son is here and curious if you see him becoming a doctor as his future career and if he will get to play lacrosse for his dream school, Duke. I don't feel confident about the lacrosse part, so I'm not feeling confident about that. I wouldn't say don't try, he should try, but I don't feel as confident about that. I do think that as far as going into for schooling and going to becoming a doctor, I do think that he'll go into the medical industry. I don't think it's going to be a traditional physician, though. I actually see him going into genetic engineering or biogenetic engineering or biogenetics. So I think he's going to go more in the direction of that. It has more to do with like technology and AI work than it has to do with actually being a doctor in a hospital. So I'm feeling more confident about that than being a doctor in a hospital. So that's what I'm thinking that he'll go into. I also think he'll end up in California. I don't know where y'all are right now, but I feel like he'll end up in California as well. Nicole Pare, do you have any messages for me? My name is Danielle and my late husband is Augustus. Yeah, with your husband, what's interesting, he's got a male with him. So I want to say there's a friend or like a cousin who may have also passed, it's a male, who he's acknowledging or he's making reference to that's with him. So there might be another male with him that's kind of on that level. He is acknowledged, thank you. He is interesting. He's taking the ring off, putting it back on, taking the ring off, putting it back on. I don't know if you've actually gone back and forth taking the ring off or not, but it's almost like he's trying to make reference to this or acknowledge that. You can go at your own pace. You don't have to rush into anything else. And he's almost making it clear that it's okay to move forward, but when you're ready, you don't have to rush into anything. So to be sure about that. He is also acknowledging the month of September. So the month of September might be significant. There might be something with the month of September or January, or the ninth, right? Yeah, it's the ninth, or the ninth of a month. So the ninth of a month, any month, or the month of September is connected. He also keeps acknowledging, I don't know if you have an old balloon that he gifted you or you have a balloon that you gave him, because I'm seeing a balloon. So, and it's those balloons that say like, world's best dad or world's best husband or whatever. So I'm seeing something like that. So I don't know if y'all recently just did something for him in this way or if you have a balloon that is connected to him, but there's a reference there. He also keeps drawing on my skin. So there might be a tattoo connected to him. It might even be a small tattoo. Like it might be like on the edge of like the arm or a small one that is not easily like viewable. So there might be a tattoo connected to him as well, whether it's through you or for someone that he's that is connected to him as well. Barbara Baxter. Hi, Ferny. Will my nephew get his life together? I don't feel as confident about him getting it together. I do think that he may actually get into more trouble or it may make more of a mess of things. I honestly think that at some point he might even find himself having to deal with like a legal matter or a financial legal matter that he should have dealt with in a different way. So I would say that his path may be a bit sketchy or challenging for the next few years. I do think that in about 4 years, someone will come into his life that I think will be a very stabilizing force for him. Even though he may still struggle after that, he may start to settle down a bit or become much more stable in his life. So I think that may make a big difference for him. But that's not for about 4 years. It might before then. It may be a while before he's able to like get it together. Let's go over here. Rolling with the Hoffmans. Rolling with the Hoffmans. Hi, Ferny. Would we be buying the rental that we are living in right now? I feel like y'all may attempt it or y'all may try to. I just don't think that it's going to either work to your advantage or it just may not end up happening. It may fall through. And then there'll be another option or another, possibly a better place that y'all are able to get. I want to say that's possibly like next year, early next year. So I think there's two options coming up for you. This one, which may come up in the next couple of months or next 2-3 months. Then another one that comes up later on. But the later on one is the one that I'm thinking you'll end up getting. I'm not thinking you're going to buy the rental that you're in right now. K to the Lopez. Will my move overseas go well? I believe it'll go fine. I think the only issues you're going to run into is licenses or having to get licenses in certain types of things when you're overseas. That I think is going to be a pain in the ass. So be prepared for that. But I think that the move itself will be okay. I'm not really seeing any major issues with it other than timing or delays in the timing. So in other words, like if stuff's supposed to go or be shipped or whatever, there may be some delays or just a little bit of a slow pace to that, but it's not enough where it's going to be a huge deal. Faya so healthy. Faya so healthy. Hi, Ferny. Do you see a career change in the near future? I don't see a career change in the near future. I actually think you might find yourself getting some more training, certification, or education around October or later this year. So around the time there might be some additional training, certification, or education, and I think that will help you. I do think there might be a career change either summer of next year, 2022, or at the end of, is it summer of next year or is it summer of 2023? I'm going to say maybe summer of 2022. I'm kind of wanting to, well, I'll say 2023. I'm going to go with 2023. So let's say summer of 2023 or around that time is when I think there'll be a significant career change for you. But I think you're going to get some more training, certification, or education, and that may start this year around October. MJS 15, my ring doorbell caught a white light trickling down the wall outside by my door. Lasted for a few seconds, also happened in February. My son was talking in his sleep a few minutes after. What the fuck was that? Okay. So first of all, I think that at least one of the lights, if not both, may actually be like just reflections of light. They may not actually be anything paranormal. Even though the thing was triggered, I'm thinking that it wasn't paranormal. I'm thinking it was just like the reflection of something that was just causing that. So that's what I'm thinking there. As far as your son talking in his sleep, I actually think that has more to do with his him releasing anxiety or having some anxiety that he's releasing from his psyche. So I feel like that has more to do with his own energy and him releasing anxiety, because sometimes we release anxiety through our dreams, and I think that sometimes he can start communicating or talking. So even though if you look at those separately and you put them together, it could seem like what's going on. I actually think it's just more of a convergence of different things that may not actually be supernatural. Okay. Mm-hmm. Great question. Gigi Zapata. Hi, Ferny. Was wondering if the birthmark on my leg is connected to something that happened in a past life to me. Also, if my dad or spirit guides have a message for me, please. Yeah. You, the mark from your leg is it's a trauma mark. People don't realize this, but many times birthmarks are trauma marks, meaning that if we experience something from another lifetime, and there was a physical like effect on our bodies, we end up having trauma marks or marks that are left on our bodies, and so they represent like where we were where we suffered an injury or a wound. In this case, for you, I think this was a Civil War injury. I think you had your leg amputated, and that's where the cut was at. So I think that's where that's coming from. As far as your dad is concerned, I do think thank you. Okay, with your dad, I'm seeing Mardi Gras beads. I don't know if y'all have Mardi Gras beads that you associate with your dad, or if there's a special thing with Mardi Gras or New Orleans, but that's what he's showing me, so there's a reference there. He is also opening the wallet, and he's pulling out money, so I don't know if he still owes y'all money, or if that's just his way of always wanting to like give out money, but he's like opening his wallet. He's either that or y'all have his wallet, but he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging thank you. I keep seeing drums. I don't know if he used to play drums when he was younger, or if one of y'all is learning to play the drums, but he's showing me drums. So there's a reference to like the drumming, because he's making reference to that or acknowledging that as well. He is acknowledging the number 11 and the 12th. So the 11th of a month would be significant, and then the 12th of a month would be significant. If not, it's November, December. But he's acknowledging that as well. Okay. Lovely 3JRR. Will my relationship go any further? Marriage. Also, I've been thinking about going to medical school. Will it become possible? So yes to both. I actually think that the relationship could go into a marriage, but you might have to be patient because it may take a while. When I think of you, I keep thinking of my cousin Monica. My cousin Monica and her husband, even though they've been together for like 30 years now, I think. But when they first got together, they were together for like 6 or 7 years before they actually got married, and then they got married. I kind of feel the same way. So this might be a relationship where it may take a while, or it may take some time before it can go over to that. Also, I do think that y'all are going to have to deal with some trust issues from a prior relationship. So y'all are going to have to deal with some of that as well. But I think it's something you can work through. But I do think that there is a potential for that. As far as medical school is concerned, I actually think you will go into a medical program. I don't know if it's a traditional medical school like approach, like if someone's going to become a physician, but I do think there is going to be a medical program that you may go into. I also keep seeing younger children or babies, so I wouldn't be surprised if this has more to do with like kids or babies in some way, because I keep seeing younger children. Tanya 1228. Hi, my mom and dad have both passed, and I was wondering if they have any messages. Yeah, so with your dad, he's immediately pointing to his heart. So I'm wondering if he had any heart issues, or there was something going on that was affecting the blood flow or the mechanism of pumping, because I'm seeing something going weird or having an issue. And then I'm also seeing his body shutting down. So I'm almost seeing like a combination of a couple of things, but I'm seeing that and then the body shutting down as well. I wonder if there was a procedure he could have had, or a procedure that he could have undertaken that would have improved some of this as well. Because I feel like this happening, and then I almost feel like there was a lack of nutrients or a lack of oxygen that might have been going to the body, or been that was meant to support the body, but then was starting to not. And so it's almost like the body is breaking down or shutting down. That's the way I want to describe it. Your mom, she is acknowledging, thank you. She showed me the number 17. So I would say the 17th of a month may be significant. She also keeps doing this. So there might be a bracelet or a band that may also be connected to her. She's also showing me a blanket or like a, reminds me of bedding. So there might be like a blanket or bedding or something like that you also still have, but that is connected to her as well. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Birds are a symbol from her. So cardinals are going to be a sign from her. Cassandra Nader. Can you tell me if my son's mental health will heal? I think his mental health will go through some periods of challenge. I feel like he's going to go through 3 or 4 separate periods of challenge before he starts to stabilize. So I feel like you might find him really like hitting rock bottom or really getting into having difficulties where I would say it's extreme, like 3 or 4 separate times. And then I think at around the 4th time, I think something's starting to shift a little bit. I still think he will be having to like deal with stuff, but it may be a bit more calmer or it may be easier for him. I also think at that point, his education or medication will be a factor, which helps with that. Flame of the Soul. Hey, Ferny, do you see any romance relationship coming in? Yeah, so I do think that there is going to be 2 potential options for you. There might be someone actually in your past or someone that you may have already had a friendship or a tie to who it could potentially grow or it could potentially kind of rebloom, I guess you can call it. The problem is I don't feel a consistency. So it may not feel like something that's going to be consistent. It may just be something where it's going to feel a little sporadic, and you may not feel very confident that that's going to do much. There's another connection that I think you'll make. That one may be made. I want to say this one is like in November, October, November-ish. That one feels like distance is a factor, meaning that this person might be in another city or another state, and y'all may connect with each other and start to hit it off, but y'all may just have to deal with the distance factor. So it feels like they're in a completely different area or territory, and then you're of course in a different area. So y'all may have to work around that, but it feels like it's got good bones. It's just a matter of working around the distance factor, which may take some time, but it's totally doable. Their first name might be G Y. Sorry, because I want to say like Geo. It sounds like a Geo sounding name. So it's got like a sound like that. Okay. It's finally raining here. We haven't had rain in like months, so it's like raining. It's so exciting. All right, let me bring somebody on. It's that time. It is that time. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good.
Good. What do you want to ask me about?
Um. Oh my God. Okay. What should I ask you? Okay. Career-wise, what do you see me do? Like, what do you see me doing career-wise?
As far as like for a job or like career?
Job-wise, yeah, job.
Just like a job? Yeah. I actually think that you will probably end up, well, I would say well, probably within the next, I'm going to answer both because I want to answer both. I think you're going to probably just have a job later this year that's got something to do with supply and inventory. So it's got a supply chain inventory type of vibe to it. So that's like a job. That's just job. Career, I actually think you're going to end up going into research, medical research. So I think you'll actually end up working for like a research lab or some sort of place. You know, whenever like someone goes and pees in a cup and then they send that off to like a lab to get tested, I see that. I see a lab where they do testing. So I feel like you might go into something in that direction.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I'm not sure yet, and that's why I was asking, because I'm kind of lost. So I was
Yeah,
just, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think you'll end up working for a research lab. So, and I think it'll be in the area, so you won't have to move anywhere.
Okay.
Okay.
One more thing, just real quick.
Mhm.
Anything from my husband?
That's like a lot of different things. What do you mean? Like, break it down, like specific question.
Does he is he okay with what I'm doing right now? Like, is he fine? Does he feel like I could be doing better?
As far as like work,
Yeah, we're just like with our kids, like
I think.
my parenting with my kids.
Oh, okay, got it. Now I know where you're going. Okay. Here's what I will say. As far as your husband is concerned, I think that your husband is moody. I think that sometimes he doesn't always express himself, and sometimes you might make assumptions about what he's thinking or what he's feeling. I actually think your husband loves you, and I think that he's okay. The thing about your husband is I think he's struggling with things going on in his life and his work, and he wants that to get better. And so I think that that's where a lot of his aggression or a lot of his frustration is coming from. I think as far as the relationship with y'all is concerned, I do think that you're gonna have to really, really push him out of his comfort zone, because when you go back to school or go into the training program, which you're going to go into a training program, he may not be okay with that, just because he may want you to do other things. And I almost feel like you need to do what you need to do for yourself, and he'll get on board. He'll get on board. So take care of yourself.
Okay.
Don't live for anybody else. Live for yourself. And if they love you, they will live for. They will let you live for yourself too.
Okay.
Okay. All
Okay.
right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Thank you. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right. Let's go somewhere else. Hello.
Greetings.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. What do you want to ask me about?
Is there any messages from my great grandmother Eulalia about
Hmm.
my travels this summer?
Yeah. First of all, did you go to a church and make an offering or do something inside of like a religious place in
I
honor
did.
of? Okay, she's aware of that, so she's acknowledging that. She also keeps showing me. Do you have a cross or a rosary connected to her?
I don't believe so. No.
It feels like it's something that would be on a necklace. And it might just be the piece that goes on the necklace. It may not be the actual full like necklace. So it may be just the piece that you would hang on to a necklace. That may be like a protection medal or like a St. Christopher's medal or like a little oval. So there's something there that she's pointing out or she's making reference to. So there's a
Okay.
reference to that. She's repeating her name 3 times. Are there 3 people with her name in the family?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so she's repeating her name 3 times. So I'm going to say that there's 3 people that have the same name or have a similar name to her. She also keeps, thank you. Also, is there a person? I used to have a Thea, and her name Thea. I used to know a lady who was. They used to refer to her as Mari Lou. Is there a Mary Lou or Mari Lou or Mari Le sounding name where it's like a two-part name, but they would say it as one?
No, not that I'm aware of. I have to
Okay,
check on that.
this is connected to the family. Thank you. Is your grandma one of 4 females or 4 sisters?
On my, yeah, I'm not too sure. I never knew her. So,
Oh, well, this would make a lot of sense for me now. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. Everything that I'm telling you, you're gonna have to ask your family because they'll be able to validate this. She's showing
okay.
me 4, so there may have been like 4 sisters or 4 of the siblings, but I would say there's 4. She's also acknowledging this Marilu or Marile. There's like a ML reference to this like double part name that I want to reference there. She's showing me the number 7. Do you know July or the 7th of a month is significant?
No.
Okay, so either the month of July is significant or the 7th of a month is significant. So there's a reference there as well. Did you go back to the hometown or the place that they were born at?
When I was a baby, yes.
Okay, she's
About
almost like you should go back. So you should go back and check it out. So there's almost a
okay.
reference that she's like you should go back. She also is acknowledging butterflies, so that is going to be a sign and a symbol from her. So butterflies will be a significant sign. She also keeps acknowledging a picture. Thank you. Is there like a black and white? It's not black. It's almost like a bluish tinge, but it's like a black and white colorless picture of her. Her hair is kind of slicked back or just kind of like in a bun.
Oh, I have no likeness of her
Okay,
whatsoever.
if you look online or try to find a picture of them, because there might be a picture of her, it's got her hair slicked back in a bun. and that's kind of an image there. Do y'all have a mixed family? Like it's like Spanish and something else mixed?
The indigenous from my Central American family.
Okay. Is
So
it so you're saying indigenous? Is there Spanish mixed in with that?
yeah,
Okay.
the Salvadorian. So we're all
Ah, okay, got it. Yeah.
yeah.
There's a picture. There's a picture. I almost feel like this is an old picture of her, and this would have been, around that time frame. So this would have been a colorless picture. If you look
Okay.
in their records, you might be able to find something because I feel like there would have been a picture of her, but her hair is slicked back and it's like almost in a bun. So she's just showing me something like that as well.
Okay.
Um, was one of your parents raised without the father? Was it your mom? She wasn't raised with her father?
Yes.
Yeah, she's just acknowledging, like she's aware, like she's just bringing all these details up. So she's just, yeah, she's with you. She's with you.
Okay. Nice. Thank
Yeah.
you. Appreciate it.
So you're welcome. You take care
All
of
right.
yourself.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Let's see, go windows. Let's go here. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let me cancel that one. Let's go over here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good. Were you counting down for me? That was so weird.
Oh no, I had somebody else. I had somebody else that I was
Oh,
waiting on. They never
yeah.
accepted the call. So I was like, okay, let me just go to somebody else. Yeah, I try to give people like at least 5 seconds to like answer it if they're not answering it. So, all right, love. What did you want to ask me about?
Okay, so I'm trying to move to LA
Mhm.
this summer, and I'm very conflicted on, is my friend going to get a job to be able to move to LA? Is this going to happen? Will I be like going cross country? I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Yeah. So I feel as far as moving to LA, are you planning for it like during the June time frame?
I would like to go for May.
Okay. I don't think it's gonna happen in May. I
Okay.
think that may get delayed. I actually think you're gonna travel twice out there. The first time might be in June. And that may feel like a quick trip or like just a going out there for whatever reason and then coming back. And then there's another attempt or another trip out there in September. That feels like an actual move. So I would say you're probably moving out there in September, but you may end up going out there in June to try to figure out like what you want to do or how you want to like coordinate things. I also think that as far as your friend, if your friend's going to get a job, you mean your friend getting a job out there?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she doesn't want to move unless she gets a job,
yeah.
which is like, good.
I wouldn't be surprised. I do think she's going to move out there. So I do think she's going to move out there. However, I think that she might end up having like a contract job or like a seasonal job when y'all move, but then something will be more permanent by December.
Okay. Thank you
Hmm.
so much.
Are you wanting to go back to school or go to get formalized training?
I am going back to school, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good plan. Your plan's good. Your
Okay.
plan's good.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care.
Have a good one.
You too, mama. All right, let's see. Five, 4. Come on, Anne. Not Anne Nicole Smith. Not Anne Nicole Smith. Oh, girl. I'm waiting for you. I'm going to count to 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Mama. I'm moving on, moving on. Let's see. Try somebody else. Oh, thank you. It's like your glasses. I'm like, yeah. Sometimes I wear them because these are like lenses. I can see fine. I have like great vision. It's not the vision part that's the problem. It's like the light from the screens sometimes because I'm looking at them all day, and I don't want to get to the point where like my eyeballs are gonna fall out because you know that's what they say. Like when you look at computer screens all day, your eyeballs fall out when you get older. So, hello. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. What do you want to ask me about?
I wanted to ask if any of my parents had any messages for me.
Hmm.
Both.
Do you have two father figures?
Yeah.
Because okay, because I'm seeing two father figures. Are they both passed?
Um, yes.
Okay, so I've got two father figures. I've also thank you. Interesting. Let me go to mom for a second. Let's start with mom. Seeing this. Do you know if your mom was having difficulty with her cognitive function or with her mental state?
Yes.
Okay, because she's doing this, so she's pointing to my head, so I want to associate this with that as well. Do you also know if she was taking medication or taking something that had alcohol in it that really wasn't healthy for her?
Uh, Towards the end of her life, she did start drinking again.
Okay. So I feel here's what she's making me feel. I feel like your mom was ready to go because that's what she's making me feel like she just was tired and she was ready to go. And I almost feel like there was like a loss of hope. Do you know? It's almost like I've just kind of given up and I don't feel like this is going to do anything more. So she's making me feel like she was just like ready to go. She is acknowledging what she was doing and that wasn't making it easier for her, but at the same time, she was ready to go. She is acknowledging, thank you, the number 20 or 22. Do you know if there's a connection to 20 or 22?
Um, her her birthday was on the 23rd.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We're close enough. So she's probably trying to give me her birthday, so there's a reference to that. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She's also shown me the 14th. Do you know the 14th of a month is also connected?
I can't think of it right now.
That's okay. I'm seeing Valentine's Day, which is why I'm saying the 14th, because when I think of 14th, I always think of Valentine's Day. So it's either February or the 14th. She also keeps, thank you. She also keeps acknowledging. Do you remember having a dream of your mom where she was kind of, she seemed, I wouldn't say lost, but she seemed a little confused, or she seemed like she was trying to get her bearings or trying to figure out where everything was at.
Um, I did have a dream that she came into the house and that she said hello, but I was confused because I said, "Well, you're not here anymore. You know, you passed." So I don't know.
Were you half awake, half asleep when this happened?
I mean, I toss and turn a lot. I
Okay,
wake.
because she's talking about a dream where I almost want to say it's almost like I'm looking for someone in the dream, and that's how I feel. So if she came in the dream, there might have been someone she was also looking for, or she was asking about. But there's a reference to the dream, which I'm going to affirm that for you, that was her coming to you in that dream. So there's a reference to that. She's showing me a document or a form. Did you have to go and apply or file for some sort of document or forms after her passing that it should have been easier, but it wasn't because of the way that this happened?
I had something like that happen with my dad.
Okay.
My dad
So
passed.
okay, so here's what I'm going to say because they're bringing up. I'm going to just say they because they're all together. So I'm going to say they, but they're acknowledging like having to go and file for these documents or forms, and it should have been easier, and it shouldn't have been as complicated or as challenging as it was. It's also like I have to do more than one copy or more than one version of something just to be on the safe side. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. He's also acknowledged. Thank you. Let me talk to your dad for a second. Okay, your dad is interesting. He's showing me a dark vehicle, like a dark or black vehicle. Do you know if he had a dark or black vehicle?
Um, there's a red car that I have. Is dark
Mm-mm.
car.
This is like a dark or a black vehicle. I'm trying to figure out where he's going with this because I'm seeing it as almost like a darker black vehicle, but then I'm almost seeing lines, power lines going across the highway. I'm not sure where he's going with that. So I want to, you know what? I think this is somebody else trying to get in. Do you know of a male who passed in a vehicle accident or hit a telephone pole?
Um, I can't think of anybody
Okay,
right.
here's what I'm gonna say. There's a male in spirit. He's tied to you somehow. I want to say that he is not family to you, but I feel like he's still connected to you or to them. This male may have passed in a darker colored vehicle. It would have been like a car too. It wasn't like a higher vehicle. It was like a smaller vehicle. They hit a telephone pole, or they like tapped it and ricocheted and then like swung around, because this is how they're showing it to me. And it would have been like along a long road. It wouldn't have been in a major busy city. So it would have been like down a long road. But there's a male that's there. He also feels somewhat younger. So he would have been, I wouldn't say, maybe in his like late 30s, early 40s, around that age range. I also feel like he's married to someone, or he was involved with someone, or in a relationship with someone that maybe is connected to you. So that's how I want to place him. So there's this other male that I kind of want to put to the side. Okay, so now let me pop him out of the section. When you figure out who it is, to pass him the message that he's okay. Dad. Let me get back to dad for a second. Do you know, thank you. Do you know if dad was having some weird nerve issues, or he was having some difficulty controlling his motor skills?
Yes, he had Parkinson's
Okay,
disease.
because he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He also keeps acknowledging that could he only be on one side of his body, or could he only like lay on one side of his body, because on the other side he would have a tendency of falling over or falling?
Well, towards the end of his life, he was in the hospital. He was malnourished and dehydrated by this awful woman that he married, unfortunately. And so his body was, he was completely deteriorated. So
Okay.
he,
Because the way he's making me feel, it's like it would be easy for him to fall off or to fall over. And he almost makes me, I hate to say this, but I kind of feel like he may have actually fallen 2 times and had fractures. Do you know if there were fractures before he actually passed?
when he was in the nursing home, I don't remember them telling us that he had any.
Because he keeps telling me that there was like a pain, or there was a lot of soreness on one side of his body, and it hurt to be on one side, so he would have to like lay or lean on the other side, because that side had been affected. And I think he had fallen on that side a couple of times, which may be what I'm thinking he's trying to tell me. So there's
Oh,
something like,
yeah, maybe he fell and they didn't tell us that that
okay.
happened.
Well, I'll leave that with you, because I don't know how you would find that
Okay.
out, but that's the way he's making me reference that. He also makes me feel, thank you. He also makes me feel that his blood pressure was too low. And he started to have, you know, how sometimes people start to develop like blueness around their lips and stuff. He's showing me that. So there's a reference to that. He doesn't blame you or the family for this, because y'all didn't know enough about the situation. At the same time, he was he doesn't make me feel like he was 100% able to express or to share what was happening as well. So there was almost like an inability for him to express himself as well. But he's okay, and he doesn't want anyone to feel guilty about that. He is also repeating his name once. Did someone name their child after him, or is someone named after him?
I'm named after him.
Oh, perfect. So he's just acknowledging you being named after him. So he's just referencing that.
Paul and I'm Paula. So.
Ah, perfect. Yeah, he's just acknowledging.
Or him and my mom together, because that's the thing. Because my dad was completely lost when she died, and his
Yeah,
health was fine. He was only 61, but they were soulmates, and he was lost.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's funny because she laughs, because she's like, she's making fun of him. She's funny because she's poking fun of him. He's fine, by the way, so he's fine. He's not like in the state that he was when he passed. But she's making fun of him, and they're joking around with each other. But she keeps acknowledging. She's like, he's here with me. So she's almost like acting silly or funny with him. They're together. They're together. There's a horse there. Do you know if there was ever a horse in the family, or someone had a horse ranch?
Um, Not that I can think of, but my grandpa, my dad's dad, he has a horse on his gravestone. My grandpa, who I never met. I mean, I was 2 months old when he died,
Hmm.
but he liked horses, and
Okay.
I have a lot of horses that my grandpa and my dad collected. That I
Got it.
have.
Perfect. I'm pretty sure this is your grandpa just trying to let us know that he's also present as well. But he's the horse guy. But I'm actually seeing horses there with him. So not only I think is he affirming your horse connection, but I think he's letting us know that there's a horse over there as well. I almost feel like there was a horse named Blondie or Barbie, but there's like a horse with a Blondie or Barbie name.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself.
Much, Ferny.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Bye. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. All right, let's see. Going over, going over. Let's go here.
Oh my God, Tony.
Hello, sweetheart. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, hi.
Hi, how you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing good. How are you? Can you turn this down?
I'm
I'm sorry.
good.
I have
I'm
to turn this down.
good.
Oh
Question
my God, I can't believe my
before
cousin told me to tune into you, but I can't believe that you actually
well,
picked me.
here's what I'm gonna say. Before you ask me anything, be careful this year because I'm seeing baby energy around you, which could indicate a pregnancy. So be careful because if you're not planning for it this year, there might be a potential pregnancy, or there's something going on with your reproductive system that you may have to follow up with a doctor. But I'm thinking it's baby energy. So be careful, be aware in case you're not planning for it.
Oh, I just had a
Oh,
baby
you just
four
had one?
months ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
and he's like, literally, is that what it is?
nope, this is another one. So you better be careful. You better be careful.
Tony.
June or
Oh my
July.
God.
She already knows. She's like, you already know your baby daddy's name. June or July. Be careful. June or July.
Oh, are you serious?
That's what I'm
Oh
seeing.
my gosh.
So yeah. So be careful. Well, what did you want to ask me about?
You just threw me off. My dad right now is very sick. He's got pancreatitis. I'm a little weary about this COVID. He just got the shots, but he's very weak every day. Um, I don't want to ask you if he's going to pull through, but he's not really open to taking his medications or just anything in general. Is he going to be okay?
Yeah, the thing about your dad, I'm less worried about the pancreatitis. I'm actually more concerned with his prostate and with his kidneys. So I'm more concerned with his prostate and his kidneys. Was your dad a bit of a drinker, or did he like to drink when he was younger?
Yes,
Yeah.
big
So
time. He
here's
hit it. He hit it. Me and my brother were talking about this. He hit it for a long time, and we've never really discussed it. But
yeah.
yes, he was a huge drinker.
Yeah,
Huge.
here's the thing. When I think of your dad, I think of my Uncle Nick. My Uncle Nick drank like every day of his life, and he never drank water. He drank
Yeah.
beer. Like that's what he drank. And he was a smoker
Oh
as
my
well.
God.
And as he got older, his liver function started to fail, and then ultimately it was his kidneys because he had sepsis. So sepsis was part of it, and the
Yeah.
fluid started to build in the stomach. If you start to notice more fluid building in your dad's stomach or midsection, there may be more going on than just the pancreatitis, and that would be more of a priority than the pancreatitis. I'm like I said, I'm less
Okay.
worried about the pancreatitis, and I'm more worried about his kidneys and his liver function and his prostate because those are the areas that I'm more concerned with. So y'all will have to try to get him to take something. I honestly think the pancreatitis could be reduced or improved significantly over the next like month or two. It's just a matter
Yeah,
of
because he
taking the
does complain
medication
about his
and
back a
reducing.
lot. Maybe. Yeah, he complains about his back a lot, so he does have kidney
The back
problems.
has to
So
do well. The back has to do with an injury that he got from working because he
yeah.
fell
Oh my God.
once. Yeah, so that was a work
Oh my
injury. That was a work
God.
injury.
Oh my God. I cannot believe this right now. I'm
Yeah,
just so blown
yeah,
away.
that was from a work thing.
Um.
So that was something
Wow.
else. Something else. Yeah.
Um. Also, I have a couple family members that passed away suddenly very young. My Uncle Steve and my Aunt Bonnie. I feel them often. I feel like I feel them often.
Hmm.
I see this hawk all the time. Are they around me
Hmm.
at all? My baby at all?
Yeah, there's yeah, let me ask for a second. Your Uncle Steve, was he a partier or did he like to like party and get down because he's like wanting to party for me? I almost feel like I want to go to a club. That's the way he's making me feel. So it's almost like wanting to
Yeah.
go have it out. Your aunt,
Yeah.
is this your mom's sister, your Aunt Bonnie, or okay.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
acknowledging that. Yeah, your mom's still alive though, right?
Yes, she
Yeah,
is.
she
Yep.
wants to say hello to your mom. She's so happy birthday. Are we within 30 days of a birthday right now?
Yeah. Her birthday was just March
Perfect.
31st.
She's wishing your
Yeah.
mom a happy birthday. So she's just wanting to wish her.
Oh my
Yeah, they're fine.
God. I
They're
have to tell
okay. They're
her.
with you. There are 4 babies there, but 3 of them are connected directly to the family. So if you have a baby that was miscarried, lost, terminated, that would be one. But there's 3 that are directly connected to your family, and then there's a 4th one as well. But there's 4 babies there that are passed.
4 babies.
Hmm.
One of them was probably mine. Okay. And she's with them?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's probably my sisters.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you take care of yourself, Mama, and
You
wish your mom a happy
too.
birthday from your aunt because she wants to wish her that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everything.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
All right. Have a
Bye.
good one.
You
Bye.
too. All right, let's see. Going. Let's go here.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Are you driving or you're the passenger?
I am the passenger.
Okay, good. Because that freaked me out. When people are driving, they're like, ah, and I'm like, pull the hell over, y'all, because y'all are freaking me out. I don't want to
Yes.
be responsible for someone's death.
No.
What did you want to ask me about?
So I've been feeling very down. I've been struggling with a certain friendship lately. It has to do with our husband. And I've just been really off. My energy's been off. I feel drained. And I've been feeling certain energies around me. About 2 nights ago, we were sitting outside in our backyard, and an owl landed on our tree.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 ways to go about that, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just
Yeah, so owls are a unique animal because, owls are very wise, mystical creatures, but they also can represent death. It depends on like who you talk to. I actually think that it represents that was your guide. I think your guide was actually showing up as an owl, letting you know that you need to trust your own instincts and not let people talk you out of what you feel when you know you feel what you feel. So I think your guide is trying to back up what you felt. I also think that if you have to take a little time apart or take a little bit of a break from the friendship, it's okay because it will get better and it'll work itself out. But you might need to take a little bit of time apart. I also feel like there's only so much you can say to convince someone or to make someone see what you're seeing or what you're understanding from your perspective. Sometimes people just have to figure it out on their own or experience it directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other messages you might be getting?
Thank you. There is, okay. I've seen 3 children. Do you have any children?
I do.
How many do you have?
I do have 3.
Okay, so focus on your kids. One of your kids, I almost feel like you might be able to start like a project or program with your kids that may also be something that actually can tie in other parents that could become something for people who find themselves in the same situation where they want to have more opportunities for their kids to have experiences and such, but they kind of need like the support of a tribe. It's almost like a parent tribe. So I feel like if you focus on your kids, I think that there's an opportunity there that may come up as well. The youngest one, by the way, may not always express themselves in the way that they need to, and you may need to call them out on some of their ways of expressing themselves because they may be inappropriate at times, and that may get them in trouble, especially with school.
Yes, you're on point with that. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and your guidance.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You're welcome. Well,
day.
you take care. You too, Mama.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, I am out of time. So I love you all. I will be back in about an hour for our study group time. And then we will be doing this again on Friday. So same time, same place, okay?